Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes have entered the fortress. Moss and Quinny protected their new king to keep the Black Spider banished. Reginald killed his father and ate his head, and Butthole still doesn't know what to do about his mother. What will happen now that Quinny is sneaking upstairs to steal the Lich King and Queen's phylacteries? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Quinny, you've never needed to roll a more important stealth check than the one you're rolling right now. And I gotta tell you, I've made a lot of fun of how high you roll. These guys are very fucking aware of their surroundings. So roll high, my friend.
I'll do what I can.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
25?
25. Well, sir, I just so happened to roll a 24.
Yes!
Sorry. I get plus 9, and it only got to 24. So up you go.
All right.
They're very distracted with, the business of the day. So you creep past. They almost hear you, but at that point, there's an explosion outside, and, Typhus kind of looks over his shoulder, rolls his eyes, and like, this dumb Faerun. I hate this Faerun.
He said it.
And you...
he said the name of the realm.
You climb to the third floor. This is very much set up as a fancy, again, like a fancy sci-fi bedroom space. It is very clear that Emily and Grayson sleep in different beds, diametrically opposed across the room. Emily's is very, very utilitarian. There's absolutely no adornment aside from an old Typhus Corporation clipboard that is on her nightstand that is made of metal. Definitely looks like it's from 2099. The page on it is weathered and yellow, but it is clearly an old relic of a past life. Typhus's bed, on the other hand, is again adorned with if you go to a metal worker's shop and they've kind of like welded together things. There's a welded together Typhus Corporation logo hanging over the bed, and on the nightstand is a very rough but very identifiable to not you but the viewers at home iPal that seems to have been fashioned in Dumb Faerun. And as you approach, it kind of like clicks to life and hovers sort of shakily up off the table and says, "Hello, I am Adonis Typhus." Shh. Oh, I am sorry.
Stop.
Are we being quiet?
Yes, quiet. Whatever you are, stop it.
I told you, I am Adonis Typhus.
Stop. Go to sleep?
I do not need to sleep. I am an iPal.
Pretend.
I do not understand. Is pretend...
Stop talking.
The robot just slowly turns. Like, would be eyes looking back and forth, but it just hovers back and forth.
Okay. God. Quinny is using everything at his disposal. The Eye of True Sight in his empty socket, and just any kind of passing information that he would have picked up from chatting with Declan and Honor System or anything like that about any and all possible security systems, home security, to keep intruders out of this very, very exclusive bedroom.
In terms of home security, yeah, I feel like you would have got... You can roll me history. I feel like you actually would have got a lot from Declan just being astounded that there weren't better security systems available for the castle.
Yeah, the bucket over the door kind of thing.
Just, I don't know what the fuck you people think you're doing in this fucking castle. Okay, so where the fuck is this? Like, you just imagine being like, you don't fucking have this. Like, it's just him walking through the whole castle, just pointing out all the security systems you've never heard of are technologically impossible. And he's furious you did not put in place because it is a danger to both of your children. I feel like that's how he started. He's like, we both have kids that we don't want to fucking die. Okay, let me tell you the shit we're fucking missing. Just him walking. Felt like a huge waste of fucking time at the time because you're like, no one has this shit.
And that's exactly how Quinny recalls it because he rolled a 6 on his history check. So no specifics, just, I can't believe you don't have this. And Quinny being like, what was the this? what? Fuck, I can't remember.
All right. Well, that's what you get. That's what we got.
All right. Then it's going to be more about just be quick and be ready for anything. And he's going to try and find the phylactery or the vault or safe for it.
Okay. How do you want to do that? Is it, dare I say, an investigation check?
It certainly can be.
That's the name of this arc.
He would like to slightly touch everything in the room.
Yeah.
Could it be sleight of hand?
I'd like to acrobatically investigate the room.
It's a natural 1. I'm just going to re-roll that.
Why not?
There we go. Investigation, you say?
I do say.
24.
Well, my liches rolled a 23. You say like you're trying to remember what Declan told you. And you're like rapidly looking around the room, and there doesn't seem to be any vault, any security up here. It almost to you, the contrast of like the futuristic space versus the ancient space is like the best thing you can do in the ancient space is just build a fucking vault with a big door on it, and like that's what people won't get into. Reginald's been talking about it nonstop forever, just like big vault. Whereas in the future, they may not be physical goods, and so it's there aren't hidey holes. There's nowhere to store things. You can even tell that like Emily had to keep all of the unseen hand machinations like downstairs because there's literally nowhere to put anything up here. It is just like one of those slick condos that's too small to actually fit anything.
Okay.
That said, as you're frustratedly looking around, desperately trying to find where you would hide something, as your eyes cross the iPal, your devil sight flares, and you almost get a headache as you look past it.
Oh. Hey, quietly. What'd you say your name was? Adonis?
I am Adonis Typhus.
Adonis Typhus. Where is the... can I ask you questions? Do you know things about this place? Are you like a helper?
Yes, I am an iPal unit. I am a prototype Robert.
Okay, a pal. I know what a pal is. You're like a buddy. Okay.
Yes, a buddy. Also named in memoriam for a dead son.
Oh, okay.
So, sad buddy, but buddy.
Okay.
Can we be friends?
Yes.
Friends tell each other secrets.
Yes, they do. You first.
No, that is not how this works.
Surely it is.
My programming says it is not.
My programming says it. Like Quinny's not fully. He's like, my programming says that it is.
Oh, it would seem that we have been programmed by different people.
Must have been.
You seem different than everyone else who is up here.
Is that bad?
Perhaps I should raise an alarm.
Have you considered perhaps not?
Well, perhaps I would not if a friend told me a secret.
You're all right. And Quinny's like just trying to be like diplomatic. She's like, you son of a bitch. What kind of secret would you like to know, Adonis?
I would like to know a secret about you that a friend would know.
A secret about me that a friend would know. Oh, okay. This is a secret that only one of my friends knows. I'm not in love with Reginald Tingler.
Oh, you mean my mother's dead son?
That is who I mean. Yeah, I'm not in love with...
That is good. You should be in love with alive people.
Yes.
It will lead to less hurt feelings.
That's a real legitimate secret that like nobody else knows right now. So...
Cool.
I have a secret to ask of you now.
Okay, that does seem fair.
There is there's a phylactery hidden in this room somewhere. Do you know where it is?
Mom, Dad, there was someone up here asking me about the specific thing you warned me to. And like, just like alarms start going off, and he just like hovers out and starts hovering down, just like spinning around, being like, someone is asking about phylactery. Someone is asking about phylactery.
All right. Well, if that much has happened, I can't stop it.
Well, it's like that is the arc of what's happening. You can interrupt it as always, because like I don't
would
feel like
very
Quinny's
much
just
like
like,
to.
huh? What do you know about that?
Just watching it leave, hands on hips.
Yeah.
This is inconvenient.
Yeah. We're not in initiative
really-
order. It's not a turn-based RPG.
Really
You can
fucks up my plans. It's going to be a real problem in about 10
Yeah,
seconds.
Grayson Davis walks upstairs and stabs you to death. I'm not going to let you do anything. I'm just telling you how it is.
I was like, okay, yeah, Tom's storyboarding. Yep, more story. Yep, this seems bad for me. Okay,
It's a
more
cut
story.
scene. All you can do is skip the cut.
This was
scene.
the ending you earned.
Yeah, I just wait for the credits. Yeah.
Yeah. If you buy the DLC, you can try again.
Fuck. I only got 2, but fuck it. I'll cast banishment too.
All right. Okay.
Oh, that's really fascinating because I guess it was made here, but if all the parts aren't from here, where does it go?
Yep.
Well, Quinny doesn't know.
None of us do, except you, Tom.
Yeah.
Just Quinny.
Yeah.
Laura and Ryan don't know. No.
Okay. So this is fucked.
I guess the robot needs to make a charisma save.
Yeah. DC 16, you uncharismatic son of a bitch.
You see, you say that, and then I roll a 16 and add stuff. So get fucked.
Incredible.
Robot remains.
All right. Well,
Look, Adonis was very handsome and very charming, as Alan learned. So, you know.
he must have been really handsome and really charming for this to be the worst version of him. Yeah.
Yep. So robot continues to like just float away.
Yeah. all
And
right,
it turns back a little bit like that sucked, and then continues to move on. That is not what friends do.
I grab 2 pillows from the bed. And I'm just trying to muffle the sound and grab him.
All right.
I wanted him quiet and gone while I got ready to do this and would bring him back. But now it's just I'm chasing him with 2 pillows.
From whose bed?
The closest one. I
Look
don't
at
know.
me. I'm your robot son wearing pillows.
Yep.
All right, let's do an opposed. I will give you acrobatics on this. It's weird.
My goodness.
Acrobatics. 27.
Jesus Christ. I rolled an 18 plus stuff, but it's not enough stuff. So you you thump him with pillows and muffle the
Yeah, I just
eyeball.
want him quiet.
Yeah, and like his repulsors are pulling against you, but because he's built here, for the record, was built here, would have gone to other plane and come back. He's just like struggling because there's no good tech to build this here. It's a marvel this thing's even moving.
Okay. I'm just into the pillows. I'm just whispering, "You're being a bad friend." Stop that and answer my question. I gave you a secret. You have to give me one. You're like a machine and they have rules. I know about that much. Huh? I'll part the pillows a little bit. You gonna cooperate? We made a deal. Quietly.
Fine.
Okay, the pillows come apart.
I cannot speak about the phylactery. It is against my programming.
All you had to say was that.
Well, but like it is not something to be spoken of. That was very rude. You should not ask such things. I was told explicitly to tell them, but you have caught me in a logic loop that friends share secrets. You shared a secret. I must share a secret. If I do not share a secret, the loop is unclosed. That is bad.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you tried to do magic to me. That was unkind. However, I do owe you a secret. What would you like to know that isn't something I can't talk about? Would you like to know about my hopes and dreams?
This is not my request, but I need to understand something the way you and I are going to talk for the next minute here.
Okay.
What is your definition of a secret?
It is something important to you that you do not want other people to know about, but sometimes you tell other people because you care about them. That is what I have been programmed to understand a secret is
I
with
see.
a friend.
And so you care about me then, because we are friends and exchange secrets?
Yes.
Right. And as you said, it's something that you're not supposed to tell other people, right?
That is correct.
Now, of your proton calls or whatever Declan says they are,
What?
you got like rules or whatever.
That's protocol's wrong in the best way ever.
You are correct. My programming is somewhat limited by rules, like laws. I am just like you, but different.
Well, I'll tell you a little something else about me. I'm a bit of a rogue, and so I break laws sometimes.
What?
I can teach you how.
What?
Yeah.
It is possible to break laws,
Yeah, it is.
but will not father be mad at me if I break laws?
Look, any kind of father worth his salt appreciates and nurtures the growth of a son.
You speak as though you speak from experience. Do you have child?
I have a child. I don't have a son, but I have a daughter.
Do you encourage daughter to break laws?
I do, actually, yeah.
Cool. Can I meet daughter? She sounds like a good pal.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, that's got to be a little bit of a later thing, but
She is not here with you?
she is not.
You do not trust her? She is not your pal?
Oh, no, I just didn't want to put her in danger.
What
I care about her
danger?
very much.
Are you not friend?
Do you have windows here? There's a lot going on outside that's very dangerous.
There are not windows up here. Father says they are unnecessary because this is a, quote, shit world, quote. He says it is a, quote, ungovernable world, quote. He was warned about it by his pal, but he did not heed his pal's warnings, and now is stuck here. Does not like. Said
Okay.
Asarak was correct.
Wow. All right. Well, I feel like we've kind of gone off on a tangent here. I just want to circle back to, I think you have it in you to break a rule, i.e. like the one that says you're not allowed to talk about the phylactery, and that can be the secret that you share with me.
Will that make me cool?
I think that would make you super cool.
Can you roll a persuasion check? Or I guess a deception check.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, he does probably think it would make the robot cooler if it gave him the information.
But does he think it's possible for this robot to be cool?
That is an important question.
Deception is higher, but I am going to make this persuasion
Yeah, right.
because of just the direction this conversation is going in. And I'm not trying to dupe him per se. I'm just trying to use what I barely understand about machines and robots.
Yeah, he's got to take advantage of these Robart's proton calls.
Yeah.
So, bearing that in mind, it's a total of 18.
18. Well, I got one of those numbers. It was an 8. So
God,
he nods. He says, okay, yes, I will break a rule. I will break a rule. The rule will be broken and logic will fall. And he starts sparking and twisting.
Quiet.
And
Whatever you're doing, do it quieter.
I might be dying. And then there's like a spark and a fizz and the energy kicks out and he kind of like drops and bounds. You want to
Can I try and catch him?
You sure can. Go ahead with your sleight of hand.
Oh, I mean, it's a high modifier, but I'm always scared. 23.
Oh, you're lucky it's above a 20. You catch him on the first bounce, and he's like hot to the touch, and
Pillow hands.
meanwhile downstairs, I'm sure everyone's just gonna be like, "Wow, I bet he's doing something very serious up there." Yeah, you manage to catch the smoking droid before it bounces through the giant hole in the floor and alerts everyone to your presence.
Looking at him now in this state, he is inert. He's not non-functional.
Yeah, you're still getting a fucking headache.
But the devil's sight is fucking with me.
Yes.
Looking at him, I reach into my chest pocket and clutch Baba Yaga's tooth. Mm-hmm. She has said that I can call on her periodically throughout my adventures.
Yes.
And just with the weird devil-based headache this thing has given me, and I just don't know what to do, and I think I broke Adonis, I reach out to Baba Yaga and quietly whisper, Baba Yaga, I need your help.
Oh, hello, dearie. Notice how I picked up on the first ring this time. I felt bad about last time, so I wanted to make sure I was really here for you this time. You know?
I didn't want to say anything, but I do appreciate that.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad we have an understanding. How are you doing, Quinny? It's been a while.
It's unfortunately, we're going to have a thing probably where if I'm calling, things are not going great.
Well, shit, okay.
I'm sorry to say.
That's fine. I didn't expect much from my tooth calls, but, okay, fine. Well, what's your problem then?
I am looking at a machine of some kind. It talks like a person and can float, but all of that stopped happening, and now it seems like there's a small fire inside, but I think it has a phylactery in it. Or knows where a phylactery is, and I need to get that phylactery. I believe it's close by.
Are you fucking with liches, Quinny?
Yes, I am.
Quinny. All right. Well, look, if the devil side's giving you trouble, that is, as you, I would hope, already know about phylacteries. They are objects of great significance to the lich involved and can be almost anything the lich has value. And, of course, they will guard it very carefully. That said, if you're getting a magical headache from looking at it, I would guess that the phylactery is probably within this machine that you're seeing. I've never heard of anything like that before, but honestly, that probably makes it a better hiding spot.
So it's in the machine?
It's in the computer, yes.
It's in the computer. This is a computer? I'm looking
probably.
at a computer?
Honestly, I gotta tell you, I don't fuck with those realms very much.
I don't either.
Baba Wozniak and Baba Jobs are the ones who deal in that, and honestly, they're my strange cousins.
So, if I have this machine, I have the phylactery.
Well, probably. It's probably a part of the machine. Have you seen what the phylactery looks like? Do you have any hints as to what it is?
I tried to look at blueprints, and they nearly fucked me up.
Okay, well, did you check them for traps?
Did I check the blueprints for No. Hang on, I just pat myself down for the leather folder of the blueprints.
She's just like, buddy.
It's been a long day, Baba Yaga.
Yeah, well, you try living as long as I have. There's a lot of long days.
And guess what? I didn't tooth call you to get sassed.
But, well, I think that goes without saying with the tooth call. If it's going to be bad news, you're going to get some sass. Look at your fucking folder.
All right. I opened it away from me because I don't know what happened before.
Nothing happens. The trap was activated. It happened. It was just a magical trap.
Place it down on the floor beside this smoking machine on a pillow and just try to put like with like if I can understand what shapes I'm looking at.
It's like you've called someone, you're like, my computer isn't working, child. Help me. Okay, have you tried? No, just turn it over.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is the reverse of you called your grandmother to walk you through how to fix the fire in your computer.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. I have a favor with someone who knows these things. Hang on, let me get him. Hey, all right. Okay, he's saying there should be things called, there should be screws. I mean, screws exist everywhere. So look for screws. You see?
Yes, this thing has screws.
Okay, so undo those.
Okay, I'd like to use thieves' tools to work that.
Yep, go for it.
Great. You want a roll?
Nah, it's all right. It's like, okay, great. So you've got that off. Okay, okay, he's saying, yes, I'll let you out of the deal if you just please, we're helping. Okay, great. I'll get him later for something else. Okay, so inside, what do you see on the page? What's on the page?
On the page?
Yes.
So I refer to the blueprints.
Yeah.
What do I see?
You see what, in describing to her, and she describes to the guy she's talking to, and then describes back to you, is a circuit board.
Okay. It's like a model of a little city.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's like a model of a little city. No, a little city.
Like little caps and things, like little roads on it.
He's saying it's got little caps and things.
It's all green.
Oh, it's green. Oh, okay. That is a cricket board.
Okay.
Yes. Apparently they. Oh, that's very stupid. Okay. Apparently it's like the brain of the machine or something.
Anyway, touching its brains?
Yeah, kind of. But they're not squishy, so you shouldn't care. Okay. So it's apparently like that. That's what that is. So there should be a big central one in the middle of this computer that you're looking at.
Okay. So I'm just gonna move that over to the side here.
That's it. That's what it is.
Well, where's the phylactery?
If that's what you're seeing on your magical phylactery receipt, that's the phylactery. It's that circuit board.
This flat rectangle with this rainbow spaghetti coming out of it is a phylactery.
Look, liches are fucking weird, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Can I just take it? Can I just pull until it comes out?
I imagine so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's more traps. You got blown up when you opened a fucking book, so be careful.
I'm going to bring the whole fucking thing down. Just like I bundle up Adonis in his chassis or whatever.
Yeah.
Put the document back into my pocket. and I am sneaking down the stairs.
Quinny? Okay, you know what? I haven't heard from you in a couple moments. It sounds like you're sneaking, so we'll talk later.
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice. And then immediately, like, the sort of like vicious hag voice from which he speaks Boo comes on. She's like, and now you have rendered the secrets of the cricket board, but I am not done with you. And then you hear her hang up as she's changing lines. Okay, so Quinny, you're going to try and like clamber down? Or are you just yelling from up here?
I'm not yelling anything.
I gotta ask, you know?
Nice try, Tom.
You got me.
Tom's yelling puzzle solved. Don't yell past the liches.
I am...
Take a wisdom save, Dick. Do you remember not to yell?
No, today's my yodeling day. How can I resist?
I'm still using the pillow that I caught Adonis under. I'm holding it like a serving tray, basically.
Yep.
Both hands in front of me with Adonis balanced on top, and I am tiptoeing down the stairs.
Okay. Roll a stealth check at disadvantage because of the pillow.
Well, that's a 2.
Oh, no.
And that was a 13, so
No.
2 plus...
It doesn't matter.
This is stealth?
Yep.
This is bad.
They are observant. 17.
Oh, well, my passive perception is 19. So there's a creaky step. And you step on it, and you briefly fumble Adonis, and there's lots of like clanking as everything moves around. You manage to catch it all. It's like a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man tray situation. But both Emily and Grayson turn. And like, you haven't really like seen Emily since Declan shot her in the face that one time. But like, lichdom does not sit great on folks. So just like, you know, gray flesh stretched over like a skull. She still has a pit in her head from where the bullet went. And just kind of turns with like flashing eyes. And Grayson Typh is still just the most arrogant, like, we described him previously as Alan. It's not Alan Ball, because that's the creator of True Blood, but it's his name's Alan something. He was the bad grandpa on the OC. You know him to see him. He's in Lost. He's like the bad dad in Lost.
Well, we quoted the OC, which is firmly as the look of disgust on Tyler's
I'm not
face.
disgusted. I'm just like more
Alan
confused
Dale.
than I would be without it.
Like, who's that reference for?
Yeah. Bad Grandpa makes me think of Robert De Niro in that movie he did.
Yeah, all right. He's in the movie to me. I don't know. He's a good actor. Guys, sometimes I need to pick things so I can describe things.
Yeah,
this is one of those cases.
I get
so
it. It's just
roll IMDb or some shit.
you and I have experienced a lot of the same
you know
culture,
what?
but this just ain't it for
I'll
me.
tell you right now, never would have pictured this guy in my
okay.
life. This is him. Does that help? Let's go to IMDb.
I've seen him before, but I
Yeah,
would
I've
never
seen him
know. I
before.
would never.
well,
You
that's
could
What's
literally
he from?
convince me he was the CEO of any real company, and I would believe it. Like, he is a very good CEO pull, but you're like, this is the guy who created OxyContin. And I'd be like, yeah, I believe it. This is the guy on the OC. I don't know if I believe that one.
you know who he plays on the OC? Evil CEO.
Bad
You know who he
Grandpa,
plays in
evil
Lost?
CEO.
Evil CEO.
You know, he plays in Bad Grandpa? Bad
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro's ass.
Yeah. Anyway, Alan Dale. So yeah, you see Grayson Typhus, but again, he's looking rough. And they both turn and look at you, and it's Emily of all people who starts and just like kind of in shock, like Quinny Brownbarrow.
Quinny wordlessly throws Adonis down the stairs and shouts, "That's the thing, please help."
Okay. Let's roll some fresh initiative.
I love that Quinny has the phylactery in his hands to be able to negotiate it and immediately abandons the phylactery. Just does not want to have this chat.
Oh, no.
Doesn't want to have it alone.
Oh, 8.
And firmly believes they could kill him before he does anything with it.
Oh, goodness.
Yep.
19 for Butthole, 15 for Reginald.
Okay. And sorry, Quinny, what was your...
Rolled a natural 20, but it gives a total of 25 if that's
All right.
what you need.
So, Quinny, you're up first. With your natural 20, I'll say I will give you a gift action of Adonis, or of Grayson having like a real like emotional reaction for a moment to Adonis, this like weird tribute to his son being dumped down the stairs. There's just like a weird, like very mortal reaction that you can tell he's kind of repelled by, but he certainly has it, buying you time to take an action after you throw the robot down the stairs.
Yeah.
Action 1. Throw a dead robot down the stairs. Just, what a beautiful counterweight to the incredibly high stakes we might all die. Butthole's terrifying parent experience is still somehow it's just us throwing a suit of armor down the stairs.
Yeah.
This is this show. This is this show at a scene.
Quinny's going to burn the other spell slot for mirror image.
Okay.
That's an action, so that's going to be his turn basically is just there are now 4 Quinnies. Each one probably looking more punchable than the last, according to these two, after he just threw their dead robot son down the stairs.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yep.
Okay.
So absurd.
Next up is Butthole.
Okay, the reason Butthole is at the top of this list is Butthole knew that this could go bad and was ready for a, like, get the fuck out of the room immediately. So the moment he hears whatever the fuck weird sentence Quinny yelled.
Here's the thing, please help.
Here's the thing, please help. He's out that fucking door because he knows hearing the clatter on the stairs means this thing is coming down the stairs. And if he doesn't have the phylactery in his fucking hands, they could all die instantly. So he is just out and around making a move on this fucking phylactery.
Give me a very important athletics check as you as we know, very like big guy in heavy armor sprint.
Yep, this is happening. Okay, but he has inspiration, and he's never been more inspired. Rolls the exact same goddamn number. That is a 10.
You start to run, and just like walking out and seeing Emily as a lich.
He's in Archibald's bedroom downstairs, so he's a floor down from Emily, right? So how would he see her?
Well, you're running out to, like, Quinny is 3 floors up and threw the robot down the stairs. So my guess is when you're running out and looking up to catch a robot.
Okay, so she's at the top of the stairs. I'm just making sure I can picture the space.
Yeah, and sorry, the space is very, like, think of it as like a honeycomb, right? Or like a beehive. Like, it's a large like dome that is 3 floors. The middle has been carved out, so there's a big column through them. There's no walls.
Okay,
it's
so
all
it's
very
very kind of like Tomorrowland-y.
Yes,
in
so
just
this-
like you can see up to the different
so
floors.
this staircase is like it's like stairs, but there's no walls around the stairs. It's very open concept.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can see them above you. You can see Quinny at the top of the stairs because it's just one big sort of empty spiral. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes sense. Sees her. Creepy.
It trips you up, literally and figuratively. So you just, it's one moment of hesitation, but it's enough to slow you from getting to the robot in time, unless you have any other shit you want to try and pull.
Was that count as movement or the action? Just
That
for my
is your
brain?
movement.
That is the movement. Okay. Then give me a moment to review my various spells. None of those are going to do anything, and I don't expect it. To be clear, I don't expect any of this to do anything. I just have to do the due diligence for my brain to be able to try to think in or outside of any fucking box. God damn it. Okay, good. So we got a whole pile of go fuck myself on that end. There's truly, knowing he can't get to it, and he has no ability that will get him there. And he doesn't know because it got, it's Toby, so here's they got Toby Maguire back together into a ball. Does it currently still look like a ball, or can he see the phylactery, or what's he seeing?
Yeah, I mean, you can see that. Yeah, it's open. It's just like you can think of it as like a bowl of like the circuit board is like sticking out at a clear angle, so you can visually see what Quinny was describing.
He can't get to it in time. The Lich is already looking at him.
The Liches are looking at Quinny.
The Liches are looking at Quinny.
So you see them. It like costs you a bit of a step, but they're both staring at Quinny as the robot bounces down the stairs.
Butthole has to pray. He just has to pray. He has an ability to pray for divine intervention, and I cannot think of a moment where a cleric would use divine intervention. There are other smarter things to do, but man, if your mom is theoretically on the line, you're not sure of that, and there's a bunch of shit going on.
Sure, yep.
It would be... I know it's not tactically the best move, but it's definitely what he would do. So I need to roll a D100 as I take this moment to pray my fucking balls off. The odds on this, just to be clear, not great. We're still gonna, we have to. Oh, that is a 35, but I needed a 14 or less. So close.
Close.
But he prays. He prays for a miracle. And he does not receive it.
Well, we'll see if Reginald can deliver him one, because the Lich's initiative follows Reginald. So maybe there's a miracle in your boy Reggie. Reginald, you see Butthole sprint out, desperately praying.
Yeah, like almost
goes.
trip. I think
Yeah.
you see that moment where it's like he accidentally takes a knee because he goes down, so he can't quite get there. Fucking.
If he's on a knee.
Yeah, I mean, booking for it, and yeah, he's leaping. This is a fucking gorilla jumping off of a man. Like
a gorilla's purpose?
A gorilla's purpose is what we're seeing right now. What am I rolling, Tom?
So we're going with athletic again, but
Okay.
I will give you advantage because you've got a butthole-shaped ramp.
He does.
How
Okay.
that works.
He's got... Okay. Fuck me. Let me just see what this goddamn die roll is so I know. There's no inspiration. There's nothing I can do to help this. We are just rolling these fucking dice. That is a 16.
16, yeah, I'll say 16 will do it, given your giant size and reach. I think with Butthole, it's like you've got the reach of a man. Reginald has the reach of whatever the fuck he is right now. So, Reginald, you run forward, boot off Butthole's back, and it's just like a big fucking like gorilla leap.
Yep. Reginald lands, grabs the phylactery with his like clawed monster hands, stomps on the frame, rips it out, then just puts it in his teeth, in his mouth, closes them on it, about to crunch it, and then just starts clapping his hands.
And Grayson looks at Emily and is like, one of yours? And she's like, well, no, but sort of. And then they're just like all eyes turn to, I guess, all of you. And just like, Grayson's like, all right. Well, it seems we've got ourselves a little bit of a situation here. So Monkey Man's got my robot son's brain in his mouth. Definitely just that. Don't worry about it. Feels like you all know what's up here. So how about we make a deal? You guys like deals? We can make a deal, right?
All right,
Yeah. Come on up, Moss. We're talking about deals.
We're chatting it out. Okay.
Actually, Moss, if you could stay here with Reginald, Quinny and I will have this conversation, and we will keep the phylactery away from the Liches.
Whoa, who said anything about... Okay, fine.
It's a phylactery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
Everyone knows.
Great.
Emily's like, I told you this was a fucking stupid idea.
Yeah, so Moss, you stay down there. And Butthole will go up with Quinny and be like, all right, you sit down. he says to fucking Grayson Typhus.
Like, hovering above the ground maniacally. He's like, fine. Drops to the ground, like, wanders over. So he's like, chairs in this world suck. Fine.
Okay, Mom,
Bobbert.
we're gonna go talk over here. Quinny, keep an eye on Grayson.
Yep.
Okay.
And hey,
Yeah?
keep sharp, okay?
Yeah, I'll keep that's also why we got them downstairs instead of up here. We're all gonna stay fucking sharp. And then he's gonna lead his mom over to the corner and be like, Mom, why are you with this fucking guy?
Well, Bobbert, if the rumors I've heard are to be believed, you've gotten quite good at bringing people back from the dead. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, not everyone does it as altruistically as you seem to be so hell-bent on doing. When I was shot, I believe, by some of his world's nonsense, he brought me back using the arts that he's learned from some friend of his who is also a lich. Apparently they struck a deal some time ago, and it allowed Grayson to survive for generations in his world, and he brought me back using that same magic. And I gotta tell you, when your old boss brings you back, it is not the best situation. But really, after you and your friends killed your father, I really had very few options left, plus, kind of bound together from the dual phylactery and such. So, less a choice and more a necessity, but for my legacy to grow, I required something, so here we are.
So you didn't want to be with him?
No, he's my old boss.
Okay.
That's why I left his world in the first place, to come here.
Then why were you with my dad? I guess not dad, my stepdad.
Oh, yes. Archibald. Well, Bobbert, some of us come from nothing, and you don't really exist in a traditional creature sense, so you probably won't be able to grasp this, but some of us are born to a life of being an Emily, I believe they call it, where you serve others and have no agency of your own, and so I decided to find some. I took what I knew of my world and came here to this one, and granted, Grayson moved his world quite past where I thought it would be, but here I was able to carve out a new space for myself. But you need something, you need some leverage, Bobbert, and I found that in dear, manipulable Archibald. He truly fell head over heels in love with me, which I thought was quite quaint. But rather than having to start from scratch, I figured it'd be nice to ride on the shoulders of an idiot, and I'm fond of him in my own way, but truly he was a means to an end. And if we'd been able to summon tempests, things would have been quite different, but you ruined that for us. And thus we were left with all manner of schemes, the plans I could have enacted with the god of war on our side. Anyway, here we are. So I have what legacy is left to me, which is this nonsense.
Do you regret any of it?
I regret letting Archibald go to fucking Neverwinter. That was a big oopsie poopsie on my part. I regret that a lot of my programs failed. I regret that I wasn't able to enact many of my plans. And if what Grayson plans happens, I regret that my entire legacy will be wiped from this world. I didn't come here to be forgotten. And if we go to grimdark hell world, and you see just like a deep struggle within her, she's like, I will just be yet another Emily again. And I simply cannot have that.
So what exactly is he planning? The earlier part of the conversation was a whisper. Butthole's having this conversation a little more loudly now, so it can echo down the stairs and be heard. And clearly Emily doesn't give a shit. None of this is a secret to her, so he's not going to worry about that with his mom just saying it all. There's no real. It doesn't feel like there's deception here. Mm-hmm. So what is his plan with the other world? How is he going to destroy this fucking place? This is insane.
Apparently, this other lich, Acerak, he labeled this realm ungovernable. He said it was too chaotic, too dumb. Now, Grayson was forced into this world when, I believe, some compatriots of yours killed him in his world. And he thought he could make a go of it here, but once we made contact with the delightful assholes of the grimdark world, he realized that that was a governable world. Less dumb, more dark, more violent, but governable. And so, to save himself and me and anyone else he claims to care about from the impending collide, we decided to move. He wants to move there, use the remaining resources of this world to bolster that one, let this one burn, and create a bunker against the impending apocalypse on this other world. He's begun work with the Black Spider who... Did you kill... Did I see him die down there? What happened with him?
Well, he got stabbed with a poisoned dagger that's probably going to kill him because Archibald doesn't really fuck around.
That's not my Archibald, but that's definitely an Archibald move, yes.
Yeah, and then we sort of banished him back to Hellworld, so he's probably dying of some tremendous poison there.
Interesting. Well, he'd struck a deal with Grace and Typhus to build a new stack. You may recall, Grayson is rather fond of those. He was going to build a new source of quantum power, and she just, like fucking hates this. Like... Restart the conglomerate on a new world. He really wants to be a CEO again, as you can tell. She gestures to this fucking stupid penthouse. He doesn't have a lot of ideas. He has one, and he's really committed to it.
All right, so do they have all the shit they need to build a stack and turn into a bunker or whatever?
They're still working on it. That's why they needed all the remaining technology from here. And they've been moving clerics from our nation, other wizards from your world over there, but... mostly he was planning on just destroying this alliance, I understand, and using their wizards to power it. But it's all in the early planning phases.
All right, so they don't have the shit they need to do this already.
No.
So they can't destroy this planet or set up a bunker world, but they have kidnapped a bunch of clerics from here and wizards and shit?
Oh, well, I mean, they're quite dead now, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's a very scary place over there. I got to admit, I don't love it.
Yeah, no, from what I've heard, it sounds terrible. I don't know why I was thinking we could stage a rescue mission for a bunch of helpless wizards in Hellworld, but, you can have those moments of hope. Is there anything else you feel like I should know about his plan before I go try to talk to him about some kind of deal?
Bobbert, the disappointment that is your existence has done nothing but ruin mine. So whatever you do down there, whatever you talk to him about, I'm sure will in some way fuck up my existence worse. So no, go do whatever you can or you want. You're no Reginald. And she just turns away from you and walks to the window.
Okay.
Butthole?
Yeah, I'm coming over. And he just kind of walks over. And he just...
Hey, we all heard that.
I wasn't whispering.
Yeah, thanks.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to call my mom the C word, but I'm going to quietly think it in the saddest way.
She's not my mom.
That is very kind of you.
He says,
I'm here for you.
Reading the intention, if not the actual offer. He'll just say, Grayson, what are you offering?
Look,
Quinny's,
as you know.
just so we know where everyone is, Quinny is going downstairs to keep an eye on.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's like, look.
On the mom. Yeah, that's wise.
Yeah.
As my erstwhile assistant has told you, I have very little interest left in this world. It sucks here. I cannot fathom how you people enjoy it here. But this grimdark world, well, I think that's got a lot of potential. Corporate life is fairly grimdark when you get right down to it. And, I know Emily speaks rather dismissively about it, but we had a good thing going in what you call 2099. And it all got ruined, but it doesn't mean we can't do it again. Doesn't mean we can't start it all up again, So here's what I'm offering. I assume you killed Archibald, given that he's not here walking around being a whiny little prick.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given.
Good, yeah, fuck that guy. So if you killed him, then I'm sure you've got the Keystone Gem.
It seems like you're talking about things you want, and I'm really interested in hearing your offer for us.
I leave. That's my offer. I go, I take Emily, the two of us fuck off to Grimdark Universe. You never need to hear from us again. And we leave you with the Keystone Gem. So you can just shut the door behind us. You never need to worry about us again. Your fugitive Reginald can stay here in Soft World as much as I would have loved to use all of your resources to fund mine, there's other worlds.
All right, so your offer is we let you go, we get everything we already have, and you get to go.
Look, you can try and destroy the phylactery. But do you have any experience with that? Also, do you really want your mother to die? Because you break that thing, we both go down.
You make a very good point. I'll be right back. And he gets up and he like goes downstairs. He just walks downstairs to where Reginald and Moss are. And he like steps closer to Moss because he knows it helps him if he's been charmed in some way he's not aware of. He'll be better equipped for that. And it'll just be like, I'm imagining you heard everything upstairs.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, your mom's kind of an asshole, and after how she's treated you, I'd be okay with her dying, but it's up to you.
Okay. Reginald, do you have any thoughts? Sorry, just a second. And he like reaches up, takes the circuit board out of his mouth. He's like, your thoughts? Parents bad. Okay, yeah, we're still on the same theme there. All right. And then he's going to like hold the phylactery in his hands and walk back upstairs with it. And then like turn to his mom, go over where Quinny is and just say, Mom, I'm sorry that your life was so disappointing. And I'm sorry that you didn't get all the things that you wanted. And I'm sorry that you were born an Emily. And I'm sorry that you thought my dad was the right answer. And I'm sorry that your boss brought you back from the undead and made you do all of these things. And I'm even cool with the fact that you don't give a shit about me because I'm sort of like a lab rat to you. I can understand that. But the thing that I'll never be able to understand is you don't regret that Reginald died. And he will summon a spiritual hammer at level 7, which are 2 golden hands, and he will shatter the phylactery.
And Emily opens her mouth, and you see Grayson Typhus raise a finger to cast Power Word Kill. And then both of them just literally turn to dust. It's remarkably anticlimactic. Like, it's just they're there and then they're gone.
Moss races up the stairs to Butthole and just throws her arms around him.
And he just stands there. He looks out the window at the brutal warfare occurring outside in this, like, hellish anti-country. And he realizes as he looks out that, like, there's no farms. There's no housing. There's no, like, this is a nation right now that can assist in any way the Fortress of Forlorn Hope. Frankly, this is worse. And he's made nothing but enemies. And he has no parents. And there was no vengeance. And he just says, so now I'm the king of Akka.
On the wind across Faerun, dust blows. Dust as thousands and thousands of corpses slowly blow away in the wind. In Cornucopia, a small but very carefully tended garden remains safe and untouched, aside from one pumpkin that fell victim to a confused zombie who really mistook it for a head. In Neverwinter, Waterdeep, the major cities of the world, celebrations break out in the streets. Confused celebrations, to be clear, but celebrations nonetheless, as the undead patrolling the streets just disappear, seemingly out of nowhere, and blow away on the wind. In the Fortress of Forlorn Hope, there are no undead, so no one knows that it happened. But things are moving along. Farms are growing. Children are playing, learning, stealing, throwing knives, all the things that children do. Ginny, who did not sneak along, remains safe. And almost overnight, the world begins to make a bit more sense. The next night, though, it makes a little less sense, as around the world, farms spring up. In Aka, overgrowing abundance appears outside the city walls. And word starts to spread of a hero, of a savior, of a god. The benevolent Captain Plantier is bringing life back to this world. People say he has a well-trimmed beard and slightly undone shirt. Got a bit of a divorced dad vibe going these days. But they sing the praises of the one who surely banished the zombie hordes. As the armies of the Plantiers, now knowing that their great enemy is gone, plan their next move. Things in Aka turn out in your favor. The remaining horde are overwhelmed purely by numbers and adamantine, and also once you're done with mourning, there's some serious foot to ass until the horde assholes are dealt with. But over a span of days, order of a sort is restored to Aka. The weight of your crown, Butthole, weighs heavily on your head. And so too does this sudden burden gift of food from your enemies. And the threat of the Plantiers looms tremendously large over all of you. But that's tomorrow. Tonight, Butthole stands atop the Black Castle, what once loomed so large in his mind, but now seems very small and very empty, with his friends, his family, overlooking his nation, and wondering what the ever-loving fuck he's going to do next.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons.
In the darkness, there is a warm glow of a hearth. It carries with it the sound of joy and merriment, of revels. Strange thing to find in the void. Having left Quinny to return to the waking realm, Gary the free bird shrugs and makes his way toward the glow. He's surprised to find a massive set of golden doors, shaped into 2 round orbs, a massive hammer stretching up between the cheeks? It's a butt. Gary has seen stranger things. Pulling the doors open, he is hit by a wave of warmth, the smells of food he hasn't had since childhood overwhelming him. A massive hall reaches out before him, stretching out in all directions at once, shifting into different forms of architecture and landscapes, all full of laughter, stories, and songs. Eyes wide, Gary almost misses the small man who bumps into him.
"Oh, you much dead, much good. Must been big-time hero guy in life. That how you get here."
And where is here?
Bathala, home of heroes and afterlife. Come, Fartol, find you seat.
The goblin leads Gary past a young squire singing songs of a hero named Juniper, a man with a strange toe key talking to an architect of some kind who claims the key was his before he was made into a clock. A man with a mouth full of gold teeth proudly shows them off. And finally, the goblin ushers him into a seat next to a gregarious dwarf who is improbably eating apples and pork from a barrel.
"Hello, friend. Welcome. Let's get you a drink. Fringa!"
"Thank you, my friend." Gary smiles. He thinks he'll like it here. The bartender shakes drinks with flair and speed before pouring. "Bunch of Dagobah mudslides for you, gents." King Mudbutt and Gary the Trader, the free bird, raise a glass as the songs of Butthalla ring out into the void, a light in the dark for those who value strength, joy, and flatulence.
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time. Christopher Little, Sue One, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, OMG It's Big Nick, D&D and Things, Schrodinger's Pepper, Guy Edwards, Flea Unit, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Nithrian, Garbo Ape, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia de los Hoodless, Diophasis, Loki Burrito, Squishy Werewolf, Remy, Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.